when last we left our heroes, Nate the Human Ranger, Gobs the Aarakocra Hexblade, Othokent the Lizard Folk Life Domain Cleric, Talah the Half-Orc Druid, and Abraham Grissom the Human Wizard. Our friends had just finished the evening at... Where are my notes? I'm terrible at
Clue.
Yes, we just finished the evening at Clue. That's in my other document. That I swear to God, if I've lost another document, I'm going to be upset.
We had finished our
Captain
game
Bird,
Cluedo,
Senator
we're now back
Cormoran.
to-
Yes, we
Shadow
were.
Strike.
Yeah, hold on. We were at Senator Cormoran's house for a dinner.
There we go.
During which we uncovered Senator Wycliffe's plan to convince Cormoran to sell his docks to him, using basically by funding the criminal element in the city to cause more trouble. And because of the Cormoran's docks being the docks that supply all of the arms and ships to the local police and corsairs, the Cormoran was backed into a corner where he would have to sell the docks in order to protect the city he cares about.
Which he was planning on doing.
Which he was planning on doing. So, the thing that was unexpected is that Mrs. Wycliffe learned about Senator Wycliffe's affair with Cormoran's head maid, Charlotte Fitzroy. Upon confronting Charlotte about this, Mrs. Wycliffe attempted to kill Charlotte, who defended herself with a steak knife, killing Mrs. Wycliffe in self-defense. She panicked and ran to her room, where she was met by Captain Burge, who strangled her and then set her up to look as if she committed suicide. All of this was discovered by our group to settle all of this once and for all. As a token of debt, Cormoran has offered the use of his ship to take them to Burcoin, which is the destination of where they plan to go, to meet a gentleman by the name of... Where is it? It's in my notes. Dryden in Burcoin, who is known as a scientist and a master of various technologies. So we rejoin our group at that point as they have made it home for the evening and have begun to bed down. Is there anything that anybody wants to do before the evening ends?
Outside of getting out of those stuffy clothes as fast as possible, no. Like, we're talking the moment they're indoors, just...
Instant strip.
Right.
Instant strip running butt naked through the hospital.
Abraham is staying at the clinic this evening. So he mutters something about wanting to sit down and do some studying. So he goes into his room with both. He does take both of the crows with him.
Aww.
And our dear doctor is also very tired at this point because he'd been running around and had to diagnose multiple dead people today, which is not really his favorite thing to do. Maybe he's a little hungry from it. Who knows? But he is going to go and go rest as well. So Othokent is also going to his room.
But you said he was hungry. Isn't he going to the morgue?
Nah, he took leftovers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got a backpack with the maid in it.
I was gonna say Wycliffe, but okay.
Nah, that one was spoiled.
Fair.
Oh. All right. So that leaves us with Nathan. Nate, is there anything you'd like to do this evening before bed?
Not really. Just glad that everything got solved and calmed down.
All right, Talah, do you have anything to do for the evening other than, the obvious, change clothes, get ready for bed, that kind of stuff?
Work on my notebook.
Okay.
Let's
All
see
right.
if I still have all my stuff, because I know I'm messy about that. Just check if I still have all the things,
You do.
and then go to bed.
Awesome. 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 So, as everybody starts to bed down for the evening, we do have a good night's rest. Potentially. I need everyone to roll wisdom saving throws for me.
Off to a good start. Decent. Pretty good.
Nate and Gobs.
Yeah.
Nice. Nexus 18.
Yeah.
Oh boy, a 10.
Don't worry.
Oh no, what is the arm gonna do to you tonight? It's gonna eat
The
you.
same thing it does every night.
Autofellatio.
Nexus
Try
and
to
Nari.
take over my brain.
Oh god, yeah?
Yeah.
Nexus and Nari, go ahead and mute your microphones for a few moments, if you could, please.
Mute
course.
mic? Okay.
Mhm. Gobs.
Yeah.
As you lay sleeping, you begin to dream. As you dream, you find yourself in a room. You think, but you can't see the edges of it. All you see is white. There is no shadow. There is nothing. There's you and the color white. And you're standing on something. You know there's ground, but you can't tell what any of it is. What would you like to do?
I presume I'm just standing when I become aware.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I think I'm just gonna pick a direction and start walking then. Also checking to see, like, am I wearing anything specific? Am I carrying anything?
You have your normal day-to-day clothing on. You've got just the normal stuff you would have in your pockets. You, as a note, you do have both your arms, so it's not one of those things where you wake up in this situation and you have no arm. So it's just you in a solid white room.
Alright. Then, like I said, yeah, pick a direction and start walking.
As you start to walk, you do notice something a ways in front of you, and it looks just like a dark speck. And this blank white canvas that you're in, it stands out very obviously. You do not need to make a roll to find it. But there's a blackish rectangle in front of you.
Well, that's something, so start making my way towards that. If the walk there takes more than just a few minutes, I'm also gonna check if I have cigarettes on me, and if so, light one up.
Do you normally have a cigarette on you?
I have 39 on me normally.
Okay, then yes, you do
yes.
have them on you.
Then yes. He would light one up as she's walking, just more out of habit than anything else.
About the time you get to the end of that cigarette, you start to get close enough to this rectangle to start to potentially remember what this is. Go ahead and give me a history check. You see in front of you a black door frame. But this time, where last time you saw this frame, the door, there was nothing there, right? It was just the frame. There is a black darkness in the frame. This is so dark of a black, you cannot make out edge features, right? It's like as if a door and door frame had been sprayed with that Vanta black stuff, where you can't actually see any of the detail because it is so dark. And that is what you see in front of you.
All right. Is it still at a distance, or have I arrived completely at it?
You're maybe 15 or 20 feet away from it, so you're pretty close to it at this point.
All right. I vaguely remember what happened last time here. So I'm simply going to move towards the door.
Okay. You walk up to the door. It doesn't move. It makes no motion. Nothing grabs you or anything like that. You're literally standing a couple feet in front of the door frame.
Do I see any form of handle, like normal door features, or is it just like a blank door?
It's as far as your eyes can tell, it is a blank door. But again, it's not what you're seeing isn't like something that's been painted black. It's like somebody took this pure white nothingness and cut a hole in it to pure black nothingness.
All right. I'm still gonna reach a hand out towards it. Instinctually, that would be the right.
Mm-hmm.
And, just try and, first of all, just put, like, fingertips up against the door. Just, like, make sure it's solid, make sure this is there, kinda.
Yeah, as you reach out, you touch, and you do actually feel what feels to be a flat surface underneath your hand in that darkness.
All right. I'm gonna feel around for a bit, see if I can, like, feel a handle where I'd expect the door handle to be. If nothing there...
Nope,
then,
there is indeed a door handle there.
All right, then. So before opening it, just gonna do the whole, look around the door frame, kinda. See if it's like, is it against the wall? Is it just standing there in the middle of the white void?
It is just standing there in the middle of the white void. Something you notice when you go around, you feel in the same place. You feel the same door handle on the other side in the exact same place.
I guess mirrored, though, or...
No, it would be where your right hand would turn it to open it. On the other side, it's on the right hand where you would turn it to open it.
All right. Well, I mean, there's nothing else here, so... All right, let's see where this leads, then. And she's gonna attempt to open the door, like you normally would. She's not gonna do this step in as she opens, just open it and push it forward and look.
When you open the door, as it opens, again, you can't see anything here. But as you open it, you don't feel anything, you don't hear anything, but you begin to notice a hand reaches out and touches the white above the door frame, as if there's a wall there, but there's not. And then another hand reaches out and touches the left. And another, and the darkness that is in this doorframe begins to crawl outside of the doorframe from your perspective. It begins to tumble out and crawl across the ground and all up around walls that weren't there, and they begin to encompass you. Do you run? Do you stand still? What do you do as this nothingness begins to swarm out of the door that you've opened?
Gobx is gonna default to the one reaction she takes in situations where she's not sure what to do, which is to square up. Set her feet apart properly. She's expecting to fight or punch whatever's coming at her. If one of those arm reaches for her, she's punching.
So they're not reaching for you. It's like I said, it's almost like you're in a room as it's crawling across around above you, behind you, but you know there's not a room. You walked for 10 minutes to get here, so you don't know what this darkness is clinging to. But you see it start to form behind you, 30, 40 feet behind you, crawling across another wall that couldn't possibly have been there because you walked from that direction. And everything begins to grow dim and dark as the whiteness is, the nothingness that was white is now being steadily replaced by the nothingness that is black. And then you see nothing. You're alone in the darkness. You still feel ground underneath your feet. You're still standing. You're still squared up. Nothing has touched you. What would you like to do?
So since it's completely dark, she's going to use her left hand to, and she's probably getting a slight sense of deja vu at this point. But using her left hand to reach for the lighter she's carrying and just try to light that.
You strike it and it lights, but you only know it lights because of the heat you can feel off of it. You see nothing.
Yeah, she's gonna let that thing go again. Like, close it off. It's like a beaten up Sippo, so it's just getting closed again.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I've been here before. And she's gonna call out. Hey, you still in here?
Of course I am. I never went anywhere.
Alright. Who are you?
I have no name but the one that was given to me. You know what it is. Speak it.
Do I know what it is? Are you the things clinging onto my stump? The arm? Those runes, that your name?
That is the name of the piece of me that is now with you.
That name. See, Abraham mentioned that name. What was it? It was Exodorius?
It is not the name I give myself, as I need not these things.
Well, what is your name then?
What is the name for the void that existed before everything that now exists?
Void, I guess? Look, I'm not exactly a philosopher or a historian.
Or there was anything, there was no need for such things as names. But that is where I was. I was before the first speck of light. I was before the gods became what they are. I was before they established creation, before the realms hemmed in my presence. I am the void that they struggle to fill, and yet I exist in everything, and am yet nothing.
Okay. I suppose calling you Void works then.
I have been called worse.
But why are you here? Is this just a this doesn't feel like just a trick of the mind.
The piece of the piece of me that is with you is hurt. It is reactionary. It is instinctive. And only when you're at rest can you reach through to me, the greater piece of the nothing that is.
So the arm I have, that is a part of you. I understand that. Why do I have it?
Previous bearer was rejected.
Previous barrel? Wait. That was a dream a while ago. Another goblin looked dead. Was that the previous wearer? Did they die? Did this thing kill them?
No. That was the mother of the previous bearer.
So, who was the previous?
Exodius hid in the child that bearer was carrying. It hid from the ones that hurt it. And when that child was born, it rejected that bearer, but took something from it. And is now you.
Wait, took something from them. What did it take?
The one thing I do not have. Existence. I am entropy. All things crumble and fall to me into nothingness. Look at all the works of all of you sentient creatures across the realms. Given time, they all return to me, to nothing. Your universe spins across this vast existence, but yet it's slowing. As it eventually, over eons beyond eons, slows and decays, it will return to what it originally was. Nothing. But in you, this wounded piece of a piece of me has substance. And now it craves more.
What do you mean more?
It has nothing of its own. Do you, daughter?
What? What are you talking about?
And that's when you wake up.
Yeah, I don't think Gods is sleeping any longer tonight. It's not a screaming type of waking. But she's deeply unsettled.
Just to confirm, my voice is back to normal, correct?
Yes.
Awesome.
Also, that's a great monster voice.
Yeah, I thought it worked out really well. But yeah, you wake up. It's actually morning. You actually feel very well rested. There's that point where you kind of your shoulder where the arm begins always kind of itches, and as you get up and you go to change clothes and you take off your shirt, you realize the black arm has started to grow. Part of your shoulder and kind of how you'll see in like cartoons that kind of animated, like almost circuitry looking lines that's showing a cyber infection. It kind of looks like that has started to grow up towards your collarbone and down the right side of your chest and down towards your breast, has started to reach further into your body and across your skin. So the arm is beginning to spread, so to speak.
That's not good.
But hooray, it's morning! Yay, nothing bad happens in the morning. So it's morning. What would you like to do? Also, Nari and Nexus, you guys can unmute. It is morning for you guys as well. As you begin, everybody begins to wake up.
So basically, Gobx's arm is being venom.
You don't know anything. You weren't there.
No, but I'm just saying as me.
Something. You don't know.
Sure.
It's breakfast. Oat porridge.
All
cinnamon.
right. Give me that survival check. Let's see how you do on breakfast. I mean, it'll fill you up, and it's not going to make you sick.
Yay, porridge.
It's good for you.
I know it's good for me. I'm not a fan, and you know that.
Unsalted,
I love it.
unsweetened.
Just like
That's
I
what my
like my
dad always
dates.
made me.
I know, and I felt sorry for you.
I mean, at least here we have like cinnamon and butter.
It's still porridge.
So you I will tell you, so you guys go and knock on Abraham's door.
Yeah.
He doesn't respond, but when you open it, you can see he never really went to sleep. He's reading through several different volumes about various different things and pondering. He's got the cube out. And you can, I will say it would probably be Talah who would check on him.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because you're wanting to check on the birds, not necessarily him.
Yes.
But I will let you do an Arcana check as you see him, because he's sitting on the floor with like 6 different books open, the cube in front of him, and a bunch of stuff scattered on the floor.
I am great in Arcana. 12.
You don't know specifically what he's doing, but you can tell that he has been ritual casting something throughout the night. So I'll say you just kind of quietly set down his porridge to the side for him. And I can see you tearing up a little bit of toast, which both of the birds hop down and eat a little bit of, and enjoy that you brought them something to eat.
Yeah, while Abraham should be the one doing that, yes.
And Othokent, as you guys check on him, he's kind of, again, he's not used to dealing with the, like, being a doctor. and having to deal with patients who die is not the same thing as dealing with eviscerated crime scenes. So he's just kind of wanting to have a day. He's just like, I'll be all right. I need to do some reading. I need space. So
Does that mean I can use the equipment?
no, the door is locked and you cannot go in there.
Oh,
Did I
man.
cancel all 15 appointments?
No, but I'll handle them on my own. That's my best John impression. Leave me alone.
That's perfectly fine. I'm just saying you have an excuse for him not being here. He's a doctor with a clinic.
Mhm.
Yes.
Why don't you three go out and get everything prepared for the trip?
Yeah. Seems like a good idea.
Sure.
So, as a reminder, the ship that you're going to be getting on is going to be ready in about a week. I will tell you, you do know the name of the ship. He was able to tell you that before you guys left. And it's in my notes.
Yeah.
I'd like to
It
write
is-
it down in my notes.
It is called the Ore Crest.
The good ship AA in my notes.
Or crest?
As in orc rest.
No, or as in
ore,
iron
like
ore.
the metal, and
Yeah,
crest like a
I
wood.
had written it down
Okay.
like an oar in a boat, you know?
It could have been.
Could have been. But it wasn't the ore crest, okay. Do we know whether or not it's currently in the harbor, like unloading or whatever?
Maybe you'd have to go down to the harbor to find out.
Alrighty. I was just figuring maybe he told us.
So,
We
what would you guys like to do?
we should probably head to the docks and prepare then.
Yeah.
We see if the ship's there, probably talk to the captain and stuff.
Yeah, and make sure it's a place that actually, like, make sure we know whether they provide food for the trip or we should bring it ourselves or, like,
Yeah.
what the deal with that is.
Yeah, because I don't feel like eating porridge every morning on the ship. I'm sorry, Nate.
I mean,
Ooh.
that's better than eating nothing on the trip.
Need sunglasses with all this shade. Nothing but shade being thrown, as if it was a tangible object.
Yeah, well, then you don't
Speaking
need
of
your
which, Eldritch
sunglasses.
Blast.
Fireball.
So again, you guys are over here.
Mm-hmm.
This is roughly where you guys are. The dock that Comarin owns, it's dock 11, which is this big one right here.
All right. We'll make our way to Dock 11.
Awesome. Is there anything you guys would like to do on the way?
Not on the way, but I do have some other things I need done today.
Okay. Is there any walk and talk happening?
So last night was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It
Are you-
was. I'm glad it's over.
Are you all
Anyone?
okay with everything that happened there?
No. I think it would be weird if anyone was.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
not
That,
exactly used to murder mysteries.
yeah, that would be weird. Anything you feel like you need to talk to people about with that?
I mean, probably, but guess I'll have to process it on my own first.
Look at
All
you,
right.
Gobs. You're trying.
Yeah.
What is she trying?
Trying to show empathy and talk about things. Do you need to talk about it?
No, I'm honestly oddly fine with it.
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of glad your arm didn't eat anyone anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah. That was a pleasant surprise. Definitely no more arm eating things, hopefully. Cross my heart.
Sure. You sure everything's okay? Seem on edge.
Yeah, just I've never really left the city. So
Ah. So the jitters of traveling.
yeah, I guess you could call it that. I have some people I do want to see before I head off, some people I want to punch before I head off, and a house I need to egg.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, the first time I actually tried to leave home, I got kidnapped and woke up in the Feywild.
Yeah, that.
That is literally the worst thing that can happen. Good job.
It's not going to be bad. Just a trip out, and we will probably return here at some point.
Actually, I fibbed to you guys. Their dock is actually this north one. I keep forgetting because they've also got this right here would be dry docks, where they
Oh, dear.
lay the keels and build the Corsair ships.
Mm.
So
Okay.
where everywhere else is docks, these guys are actually ship builders.
Wait, Doc has docks?
Yes. Doc wears docks while on the docks.
Right here.
While walking with a dock.
There's like a little house on the very tip of the dock. It's like a small chamber, a sort of one-bedroom apartment type deal.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Is it called Donald?
there. That's where Dog is.
That's where Doc Dane lives. Gotcha.
Yep. All right.
He-
So
he's not the dock master or anything. He just lives there.
yeah, that's where he lives. So, as you guys start to get closer to this, this area does have security. Again, because these guys kind of specialize in arms, armaments, shipbuilding. They build the security forces, things like that. So, it is kind of blocked off as you guys get there.
Oh, they
Mhm.
specialize in arms. Great. I have one I need you to take a look at. Now look here.
No,
Ah,
we're not getting into that.
What would be even weirder was if that was in fact what they meant.
Yep, they're a prosthetic company. What do you want from them? They specialize in left hands only. But no,
God damn
as
it.
as you guys are getting up there, there are members of the Corsair, or Corsairs that are there. So this is not the normal city police force. These are the Corsairs. This is like equivalent to like the Navy and the Marines and that kind of
Mhm.
thing. So this is the military, not the police force that's standing at the gates that lead into this dock area. So the wet dock area is a little bit more accessible than the dry dock area.
Makes sense.
Right.
Are we able to walk in, or do they need to see papers, or?
You will have to walk past them to get to where you're wanting to go.
Yeah, I was more asking, like, are we able to just walk there, or is there a checkpoint where they're
It's
checking
a checkpoint. They are going to stop and ask you and talk to you.
Okay, do we have papers that allow us in? I seem to remember we do.
I believe you were all given emblems.
Yeah, I think we were.
Yeah, we were.
Mhm.
So yeah, more or less just walking up.
So it's a human and a half elf who are standing there on guard. Oh, hello. Good morning. How can we assist you?
Hey, we're leaving with a boat that goes from here in a few days. We more or less just want to talk to the captain to see what we needed to bring ourselves. I don't know if the captain's even here. I imagine he'd be with the boat, considering it's leaving in like a few days. Do you need to see anything? This thing?
What's the name of the vessel?
The ore crest. We
Oh,
don't know if it's actually in yet, but
You guys are going out with Captain Stormrider, huh? Oh man.
oh
Storm
no.
Rider.
You,
What? I don't like that you're laughing.
you can give me a history check, and so can Nate.
Aw, man.
Dogwork, I might have heard something.
Yeah,
I've
Nate.
definitely.
Nate, you can give it with advantage because of you working on the docks.
Yeah,
Woo!
All right.
that's 20 or 19.
So yeah, Gobs, you haven't heard of her, Nate. Let's put it this way: if half the stories you've heard about her are true, then she is the most rambunctious, reckless, profitable, awesome, tough as nails, impossible to live with, over the top captain that has ever sailed from Neap. And that's only if half the stories are true.
I see.
And that's not including that tiefling guy?
No, like he's like the scary version. She's the everybody respects her, but is also like she snaps her fingers, everybody moves kind of deal. Does that make sense? Like they're
Yes.
both big personalities, but one of them is big, good, and respected, and a little
One is just a
crazy.
douchebag.
One's a swashbuckler, the other one's a pirate, impossible slaver. Right?
Yeah.
Does that
She-
make sense?
She has at least one level in legendary captain, and she chose inspiring, not frightful.
Yes. Yes, there you go. So yeah, but you're like so for you, Nate, you're like, I'm not sure if we're up to this, right? Because it's
Yeah,
like the
that's
stories you've heard about, like riding the edge of a hurricane to get enough speed to beat another ship to somewhere so they could sell their goods at a higher cost and stuff like that. She takes
Yeah, that's a
ridiculous
bit much.
risks, but they always pay off. She's very good to her people, but if you cross her, you probably won't get to even look at a ship, let alone step foot on a respectful ship in Neap ever again. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Go, bad bitch. Go, bad bitch. Go.
And I.
Yeah, and so he goes, yeah, and can I get your names? We actually got some notification down from Senator Cormoran that he brought on some new people. I'm guessing you guys are them, but can I get your names, please?
Well, we're some of them, not all of us are here right now. That there's Nate. What's your actual name, Nate?
Nathaniel Pippin.
I see you two are well acquainted. And
Look, I
and-
always call him Nate.
right. And your name?
Milla.
Milla? Okay. And the tall, pretty one in the back, what's your name?
I'm Talah Yager.
Awesome. Milla, what's your last name?
Well, I guess it's registered as Varn.
Yep, I got all of you on the list. Okay, yeah, you guys are free to go anywhere on the commercial deck or dock. Just don't go into the manufacturing area. Not so much because of security, but because there's lots of moving stuff in there. We don't want anybody getting hurt.
So it is for security.
Just our security.
Sure. Just you guys can go through. Have a good one. And he turns and goes, so he starts talking about, so yeah, I took her over to the Cardinal Rose, but like she's too frilly for that. And you hear him talking about a date that he had to the half elf as you guys continue in.
How interested does the half elf look, by the way?
Not at all.
That's
Oh,
sad.
poor guy.
Well, we are going to have quite the story
Oh.
with this captain.
By the way, it's the last one on the left. You can't miss it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hope it works out with that lady.
Oh, it already did, if you know what I mean.
did not need to know that.
Don't
Good
care.
for you.
Still wanted to tell you. And you hear him go, but yeah, I need to go see that cheap doctor that's down over another place because I think I caught something. And that's the last thing you hear as he walks around. And you're like, wait a minute, didn't I have a young guy on the schedule for this afternoon? So
Oh
hey,
boy.
he got scurvy, and we're not talking about the lack of vitamin C. But yeah, so
He didn't
are you
just
guys
get
headed
crabs, he got dire crabs.
dire crabs? They have teeth. It's horrifying. Involuntary circumcision. Anyways, as are you guys doing anything, or are you heading straight towards the ship?
I mean, I'm looking around.
Yeah, a bit of ship
I want
watching
to
never hurt
see
anyone.
all the stuff.
So yeah, you can see there are various cargo ships being loaded and unloaded. They're all of medium or smaller sizes, so nothing too unusual. They all have Comoran's family crest on the hulls, so you can see that.
Now, here's the biggest question: are there any plants?
On the ships,
Well, either that are visible, like on the top of the water, if it's like long stalks of plants just floating.
you're not really seeing anything like that around this part of the harbor.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an industrial harbor, right?
Yeah. This is mainly an industrial harbor. So you just see lots of crates. Almost all of them are secure, like metal crates with locks and things like that on them. Everything's really kind of tied down here. Now, as you approach the end of the harbor, your eyes are drawn to this formidable sight that you see down there. The Orcrest is a large ship. Unlike a lot of the ships around here that are natively built here in Neap, this one is actually from Burcoin, is where this ship originated. And it is a testament to the dwarven inspired craftsmanship and engineering prowess that is from that city. As you look over this large, long ship, under its sunlight, you're going to notice it has a solid metal hull that glistens. You see all kinds of, all your different colors and stuff are actually reflecting out of it because it is a clean hull. Despite you have heard of this ship, Milla, everybody's heard of this ship, right? Because again, the captain, you guys don't even have to make checks about it. The Orcrest is a known ship because it has been doing what it's been doing for 30 years. As far as everybody tells legends of how it can ride out any storm and everything like that. And as you see it, you begin to believe it. There's not an ounce of rust on it. There's no barnacles on it. It looks like it literally just came out of dry dock. So you just kind of get the metals it's made out of. Like, you've seen a lot of scrap metal in your day, Milla. You've never seen quality like this. Even Talah and Nate, coming from where you come from the mainland where metal's much easier to get a hold, you don't think you've ever seen quality like this. This is probably the finest example of metals and durability that you have ever seen. You do also notice, does anybody here speak Dwarven?
No.
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 Okay. So you won't know what they say, but you can see all across the edges, like where the seams would meet, is elven, or not elven, but dwarven runage. So like where the hole meets, where the hole becomes the deck, every port, every opening, every place a seam in the metal would be, are just dwarven ruins, very intricately carved throughout the ship, and they all glow a faint green color. You do see that it does have two tower-like masts that come up, and each mast, again, has a lot of those dwarven carvings and glowing through it. You do notice something interesting, and this isn't the most common thing you see here in Neap, but most of the ships are driven by bound elementals, right? And steam driven. This ship is purely magically driven, but it has sun silk sails. Sun silk is a type of silk that is very efficient at turning sunlight into arcane energy. And you see these gigantic sails, old style giant sails that are this durable silk, normal silk that you're used to, the sea silk that the sea silk worms that are grown here. That's one of the things they make in Neap specifically because they grow really well in the permanent shade underneath the city. It's a combination of that very durable silk and what's called sun silk, which is a specific type of gold that's been enchanted in a certain way, and they're woven together to make these giant golden, shiny golden sails that will capture sunlight and wind and use that to turn both of those things into arcane energy. So they have various different, you can see symbols that you would recognize just in general, especially Nate would. With you guys doing woodworking, you would have done business with various different dwarven clans over the years. You can see their different makers' marks and symbols and a lot of dwarven iconography across everything here.
Nice.
As you get up to the railing to start to walk up, even the railing as you go up get onto the deck is meticulously crafted. There's lots of dwarven iconography. I can't talk today. All of that stuff.
Iconography?
Thank you. It's just like a group of dwarves didn't just build a ship; they built a legacy with this ship. You also hear a very low frequency hum as you get close to it. And this is, I will say, Talah will pick this up. Nexus, you really pick it up. This is a arcane. There's like a arcane hum to the ship. Nexus, it is very primordial feeling to you. Your senses of the different portals and things like that. You feel a lot of the different elemental planes have somehow had some of their energy bound into the back half of the ship.
Interesting.
So, but yeah, this is the Orcrist. It's, like I said, it's a kind of a testament to dwarven craftsmanship and their unwavering determination, right? This ship doesn't sail through the sea gets the hell out of its way. Right? Does that make sense?
Beautiful.
So,
Yes.
so
It's the Chuck Norris of ships.
right.
No.
Right.
It's the Black Pearl.
No, the Black Pearl is nothing compared to this ship because it's also much bigger. It's imagine building a very large old school
Dauntless?
like Spanish man of war, but making it out of modern materials. And that's what this is. So you see, standing as you guys start to walk up the plank, you see a mountain. You see a large weathered dragonborn. He's very, very thick, but he's old. You can tell by the wear on his scales. He is very, very, very old. He's got scars that crisscross everything. He's got these just piercing amber eyes. He stands almost 8 feet tall, and he's just a gigantic mountain of a dragonborn.
And he's not white.
I did have a question for Nate.
Sorry, Nexus, you broke up there. Oh,
And
he's not
not
white. Oh, I thought you said he's not like and then didn't finish. No, he is not white. He is gray.
Interesting.
And did Nate ever share what he knew about the captain with us? Or
Yes.
all right, Nate. So if you're getting good with her, I mean, you're basically back onto getting that license, right?
I don't think it works that way.
I mean,
Sure
we
it
can always
does.
talk to her.
Well, sure. We can give it a
Oh,
go.
I'm gonna
He's
approach a dragonborn.
He's a big one.
Who are
That's
you and what are you
frightening.
doing aboard the Orcrist?
Hello, sir. Senator Cormoran has offered us passage on this ship in a few days. My name's Talah Yarger. These are my friends, Milla, Varn, and Nathaniel, Pippin. We were just wondering if we could speak with the captain.
Or whoever's in charge. We just want to make sure that we're bringing everything we're supposed to bring to not repeat a previous
He just
incident.
leans, because he towers over you guys. He leans in, glares, kind of eyeballs each and every one of you, and goes, and just goes, Kayla! And you see this kind of lithe half-elf, probably early 20s girl, come scampering down some of the rigging. Goes, yes, Master Stormscale. Go tell the captain that the senator's guests are here to speak with her. Right away. Is she awake? How am I supposed to know that, Kayla? Well, did the three she brought back to the cabin with her, are they all gone? Because if they're gone, then she's probably up, because she doesn't like to see her leftovers in the morning. I'll just go check, okay? You do that.
There is just the biggest grin on Talah's face after hearing that conversation.
And then, so the half-elf scampers back towards where the crew quarters would be, in the captain's quarters. And this is Quartermaster Garrick Stormscale. Just to throw that in chat for you.
Everything is Storm.
Yep.
Quartermaster.
Well,
And
we're
it
sorry for
is
being
a bad
bother.
pattern, because Kayla's name is Stormbreaker. Her name is Kayla Stormbreaker.
He broke her. No, she broke him.
No,
Yep.
don't.
Yep.
She's a deckhand, I'm guessing?
She is one of the deckhands, yep. So, a few moments later, you hear a kind of a raucous laughter. There are three young, really pretty young men who are half dressed who come running past you and down the landing, and they're all blushing and everything. They look like 19, 20. They're all kind of effeminate, pretty boys, right?
Run of shame.
Yep.
Walk
So
of shame.
no, they're running. They're running, and you see Kayla come around the corner, and then there's a taller. How do I explain that? There's a difference between a pretty woman and a handsome woman, right? This is a very handsome older woman, probably late 40s, long black curly hair with gray and white streaks through it. She's just laughing, like, oh, could you believe how well they run? It's almost as fun to watch them go. And Kayla's just like, oh, you've really got to stop doing that, Like, oh, well, girl, I took you on my crew. I gave you part of my name. You don't get to tell me what to do. Now, do you? And you see as Kayla goes, yes, ma'am, I'll get back to work. And she jumps and grabs a rigging with one hand and kicks and flips herself upside down and starts to crawl up the rigging back up to the top where she was working on some of the sails. As Evelyn turns, Evelyn Stormrider is the captain. I'll put these in chat for our chat people.
All the storms.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So, and you may have caught that, and this may be something, Nate, you would probably know of this. There are people that when they become so part of her crew, she changes their last name, and they get part of her name. So her name is Storm Rider. So anybody with a storm in their name is somebody that isn't just crew, their family to her. So if you don't want her wrath, you don't piss off any of the other storms. Right? So these are the storms that people fear on Neap, not the ones that come from Mother Nature, if that makes any sense. So, so when you see her, when she turns to you, she has those kind of stormy gray eyes that kind of look like the Incredible Hulk when he's angry. What on earth are you linking, Doc?
A woman.
Oh, I even recognize what that's from. So,
Arcane.
Okay.
yeah, more black hair than that. So, you know, she's graceful, but there's strength there. She walks up and goes, "Well, Garrick, what kind of trash have you brought me that I have to turn into gold now?" "These are the guests that the senator wants you to sail back to whence we came. In 6 days, Captain. How can we turn a profit in 6?" And she just holds up her hand. "Remember, the senator is who purchased this ship. The senator is who purchases the cargo. And the senator is who we owe most of what we have to. He's a good man, and he does not make requests that do not make sense. He has a reason, and though I do not know this reason, I'm also not going to ask, because it doesn't matter. He doesn't give us bad requests. And remember, Garrick, they are always requests. We can always say no. So let me meet this cargo and see if it's worth our time and worth spending the orc crest on it. So, stand up straight and report, sailors." She said that to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, Talah straightens up.
Yeah,
Yep.
I imagine Milla did that on instinct.
Yeah.
Straight as an arrow.
You could fire us with a bow.
Well, spit it out. Why are we taking you to this city? Why are we going back to Burcoin, even though we won't have enough cargo to make it worth the trip?
Nate, I believe this is primarily you.
Are you running to trouble or from trouble?
Yes.
We think two.
A bit of column A and a bit of column B.
All right. Are we expecting trouble on the waves? Or just in port?
None in the waves that we know of.
None that should endanger you, ma'am.
There's not much
Or
in
your
this
crew.
universe. There's not much in this world that would endanger me. And if anything endangers my crew, well, they don't get to do that for very long, now do they? And you just hear, for the first time, you see Garrick, who is towering behind her. He doesn't fully smile, but the grizzled scowl,
Mhm.
like, it's not as scowly for a half second.
It cracks.
That's as much of a smile that Garrick ever has.
Just
Yeah.
the very edge of his mouth just goes, the corner of his mouth just goes, pling.
It doesn't go up. It just becomes less turned down.
Ah.
So,
If everything goes according to plan, you'll just be shipping us and nothing else will happen. Hopefully. If all goes as it should.
well, every good plan lasts until the tide turns, my children. Now, nobody walks on my decks for free. So, what do you bring to the table?
You mean what can we do skills-wise?
Aye.
Well, I studied as at the docks for the last half year, trying to get the license. Unfortunately, I went missing for about a month, so I missed my my window.
So, an unreliable set of hands that can pick up stuff. I've never had that on my ship before. Little girl, what can you do to help me and my crew?
I can fight. And that's more or less the only skill I've ever had.
She looks at you and goes, punch him, and points to Garrick. Punch him as hard as you can.
As hard as I can.
Don't eat him.
I don't repeat my orders.
All right, got it. She's gonna wind up a punch with the black arm.
Oh no!
Go
like,
for it.
actually intending to harm the man.
Oh, poor Garrick.
Do you want to see a roll?
I want to
He
see a
probably
roll.
has like an AC of 50 or something, but
Oh, Garrick, what about poor Nate?
Okay, roll damage with any other special modifiers you're going to throw on it.
Nate's not getting hit.
So
Maybe emotionally, but
is that everything? Is that everything you're throwing into it?
Yeah, she didn't throw any
Fury of the
spells
Small.
on him or anything.
Fury of the
just-
Small.
It's just
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
fucking Fury of the Small. That adds an additional 2. 14.
All right. You hit him. You feel scales buckle under your punch, and you feel like muscle tear, and he doubles over and vomits up gruel, right, which is thicker porridge, and then he falls over, clutching his stomach, and starts to cry.
Oh no!
Evelyn loses it. She starts laughing so hard at this, and you start hearing all the different deckhands and people that are around start to laugh as well from the different parts. Like she's crying, she's laughing so hard. Because I like you. I like
This is how you take care of your crew? Your quartermaster?
She steps up toe to toe with you. Say it again, girl.
This is how you treat your crew? Your quartermaster?
No, Talah.
Be quiet, boy.
No!
If my quartermaster can't handle the punch from a little girl, then maybe he really is getting old and needs to be put out to pasture like everybody tells me he does. And Garrett gets up and goes, "It's not fair. I didn't know it was coming." "I know that, you old lizard. Just get up. You're embarrassing me." He stands up and he stretches, and you hear the sound of like chainmail wrinkling, and you can see his stomach kind of move its shape a little bit. "She didn't catch me where that Kraken got me 15 years ago. It wouldn't have done anything." "Yeah, I know. That's why I told her to hit you. I didn't know she's going to hit you in the stomach, but I suppose I should have understood that's about what she could reach. Be lucky she didn't hit a little lower, or else you would never have that dream of disappointing a child someday." All right. It was a good punch. Ugh. "See, I know my crew inside and out, girl. And don't ever forget that. There's no way that little one down there, despite her spunk and better arm than I expected, could ever put down the Garrick Stormscale. Not for more than a moment. At least not this year. 2 years or so, he's going to continue to turn even more gray. I've seen seas that were less gray than this man." "Oh, you're embarrassing me, Evelyn. Stop it." "Now, do you question how I captain?"
I question how you treat your crew.
"Garrick, how do I treat you?" "Better than my mother." "What else do you want?" "I take good care of my people. A little bit of fun here and there doesn't hurt anybody. A few bruises teach lessons better than most books. And I will, while we are on the docks, you can question how I do things, but understand, once we are at sea, my word is law. Is that clear?"
Sure.
That would be yes, ma'am.
We're still on the docks.
You're on my ship right now.
At sea. You are the law. We're at the docks.
Oh, it's been a while since I've had to break a little seahorse. This'll be fun. Garrick, assign them quarters. I believe there's going to be a few more of you.
2.
Yeah. Honestly,
ma'am.
all we really came here to do was to make sure we didn't repeat the mistake with the last person we shipped out with.
What mistake was that?
Well, we never really made clear who was going to be bringing food stuff and such aboard, so we want to just know, like, what do we need to bring with us, and what don't we?
We have a fully stocked galley. We'll take care of you on the food and everything, but understand you'll work for your food on this ship. You'll be spending time with the gunnery crew.
All right.
Irreliable Butterfingers there. We'll have him help the deckhands with anything we can find suitable for him. And that one, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to have you do. I'll think on it. We leave in 5 days. And you hear Garrick go, but we said 6, and I said 5. They wouldn't be here first thing as soon as we've landed at dock unloading, unless it was urgent that they leave and urgent that they get where they're going. We leave in 5. That'll give you time to find some appropriate cargo so that if we get questions from either crew or authorities, it'll look legitimate and that we're not just doing this run to move people, because that brings up questions that they're not going to want to have answered. Now get to it, Garrick, or I'll make it 4. But I don't understand. 3.5? Do I hear 3? 3? Does 3 days work for you?
I mean, we're ready to go
Sassy
tomorrow.
one, is 3 days good for you? We're on the docks.
Sure.
Your opinion still matters, remember?
Oh, I remember.
3 days, Garrick. Get it done. As you command. Gruff, Lily, you're with me. And you see a dwarf with long braided hair get up. He was, working on tying off a rope. He goes, all right, let me finish this up. And Lily, she's like 17, real young girl who was scrubbing the deck. Puts her bucket and goes, all right, I'll finish this when we get back. And the two of them start to walk with Garrick. I'll have your quarters assigned by tomorrow morning. Now, if you excuse me, I've got to go find cargo that's worth taking.
Hey, sorry about that.
Oh, maybe I'll return the punch when you're not expecting it and see how well you handle it.
Please do. That would only make things right.
He just rolled a nat 20 on you. As he's laughing, he just steps into it. You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
The exact same amount I dealt.
Yeah, and he cracks you straight across the jaw, though. He shakes his hand. He goes, oh, you are a tough little one, aren't you?
Yeah. Ow.
Yeah. Ow. At least you got to keep your breakfast.
To be fair, I didn't eat any.
Well, that's a habit you need to change. Because you will be working hard while you're on the ore crest.
Aye, sir.
What's wrong with my porridge?
It's tasteless, Nate. It was tasteless.
Says the
That's how
person
it's
who
supposed to
sued
be.
3 months ago was starving on a daily basis.
Yes.
Boy, she's put on airs real fast.
Yes, yeah.
All right. We'll be ready to go in 3 days, morning of.
Right. The others. One of them's a doctor. If that helps any.
And you can hang out with the medics.
Yeah.
What about the last one?
Wizard with 2 bird friends.
Yeah.
Two birds.
Real
We could always use more protein. We'll put him with the cooks.
I
He's
don't
a
think
scholar.
that works.
All right. Out of the way. We got work to do. And he starts to walk down the gangplank with the other 2.
Right. And we now know that we need to bring ourselves and a good work ethic. All right. I can work with that.
I got 3 days to change my attitude towards this woman.
I mean, I liked her. Like her. A lot.
I thought I would. Nate, you okay?
Nate
will
is
be.
leaving.
Soon.
Pip.
Where are you going, Nate?
Pip, talk to me as I rush after him.
Right. I'm just gonna leave then.
You guys are crazy.
I don't suppose you mind. I just take a quick selfie with it. No, I'm leaving.
What do you mean we're crazy? That's not how you treat people.
It was just a test.
That's absolutely how I treat people.
It's a dumb test.
Sure, but he's the one who's alright. We shouldn't be getting into a fight right now.
There's other boats that can take us if she doesn't want to. Miss Ol High and Mighty up there.
Yeah, but he has the freaking... She has the experience to back it. What are you up to?
So I thought we wanted to leave before that crazy guy from the city got here.
Yes.
Yeah, because any other ship, you were looking at least a month out.
Mm-hmm.
Part of this is really just Nate's own frustration of being called useless.
Look, she's a leader over a group of people. Yet for just a test, she wants someone to hurt them?
I'm pretty sure she
Well,
just thought
yeah.
that Gobx wouldn't do a damn thing to that.
Looks can be
Right,
deceiving. With her experience, you'd say that she would know that, right? I'm
Perhaps.
saying it very loud, kind of hoping that she hears it.
She doesn't. She already went back to her cabin.
Oh.
She's having some hair of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
some
mean-
more boy toys.
How would she account for growing monster arm, really?
You could have used your other arm.
I could. I didn't.
Do you even know what that black inky arm is capable of?
No, but I know it's a bad thing to fear it.
Let's just go do other stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I did have other things on the agenda today, actually.
What do you
you
want to do?
You don't need to go with for it if you don't want to. I want to go by my old place and take a look at that. By the way, Nate, I'm sorry in the chaos I forgot to thank you, but thank you a lot for healing because that really hurt. A lot more than you think it would.
No problem. Do you need a hand at the old place?
Yeah, if nothing else, then yeah, emotional probably be a good idea. I'm trying to stop the whole just fighting people thing. Although I
That
really
sounds
could go
great.
for a fight right now.
But you just had a fight.
Oh, that was a warm-up. I'm really itching for one right now.
I feel like punching something.
Well, want
What
to
is
fight?
wrong with you guys?
I'm not going to. I'm just saying I feel like it. I can
Aw.
actually control whether or not I punch something.
And sure, punch each other.
No!
Yes!
Poor
Anyway,
Nate.
What, you don't want to fight me? You don't think I'm good enough to fight? Is that it?
I just don't want to fight. I feel like punching something, but I don't feel like fighting.
Oh, you want to punch something that doesn't fight, that doesn't punch back. I see, I see.
Sure. Like a
You
wall.
jump into the water and fight some jellyfish.
What? I mean, maybe? I am curious what kind of plants are here.
I've been in the water here. There's nothing down there. If you go out a bit, there's like seaweed. Lots of it. Tastes horrible. Don't recommend eating it. You'll get sick. Real sick.
Well, have you cleaned and prepared it before you ate it?
Yeah, I boiled it.
Yeah, no. You should just dry it.
Boiled for safety.
That doesn't work with everything, you know.
Sure it does.
Sure, it does. So, speaking of plants, I am curious what kind of flora there is in Burcoin. Is there like a library here in Neap?
There's a what's it called? An
University.
academy? A
Yeah.
university. They have a big library and things. I believe it's open to like the public.
It is.
So you could probably go there. I was there with Otho. It's a nice place. I probably shouldn't go back.
Why not?
I punched a janitor and stole his wallet.
Alright, well then why don't you take Pip with you and then I'll go read some books?
Are you sure, Talah?
I'm sure. What's gonna happen to me here?
I mean, you're
Well,
gonna lose half your stuff.
you could be kidnapped, be left for dead on a boat with your eye missing.
I have a phone, you know, as she starts rummaging through her bag. Like, I know I have one. There it
Yeah,
is!
Do you know?
So- Abraham had a phone too.
I can turn into a mouse and run away. I think. I've only ever turned into that big wolf thing. I don't even know how I did that.
Look, if you just promise you'll run at the first sign of trouble and contact us as soon as you can, then I guess I'm okay with it.
Talah puts on, like, puppy dog eyes. I
I'm not
promise.
sure I can leave you.
I mean, I
I'm
can
sure
I can
you
handle my
can.
thing on my own, Nate. If you'd rather stick with Talah, I understand.
I promised your dad.
You also know that he is overprotective and you're turning a bit into him at this point.
Sure, but you're the
I
one
want to
who
protect all of you.
was gone for half a year. Kidnapped.
That wasn't my fault.
No one's saying it was. Just that whoever did it could likely do it again, right?
Probably, possibly, maybe.
Isn't that part of the reason why we're going?
I don't know.
How long do you think your thing is gonna take, Gobx?
Not long. I'm just going to go there, take a look. Last time I was there, the thing was like half flooded in mud.
All right, so
Once
How
I'm there,
about-
I'm gonna buy a carton of eggs, egg a house, and then I'm going to go see someone, and for that, I want to go alone.
All
Okay,
right. So
fine.
how
So
about you
I'll-
go with Gobs until the moment where she doesn't want you around anymore, and then come over to the library and check up on me.
Yes. I can accept that.
I will
Reluctantly.
send you a text when I arrive at the library. I'll send you a text when I found my first book, and then you send me a text when you're coming over. How about that?
Sure.
Great. Now, where did I put the phone? Oh, right, I put it back in this pocket. Yeah.
I can call it for you.
I already found it. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Is it on?
I think so?
I'm gonna try calling it. I try calling it.
Did you remember to charge it?
Wait, I have to charge this?
Yeah,
it
this goes
does. It
straight to
doesn't.
voicemail.
Yeah, it doesn't ring.
So,
Also, you need to
You can
change your
borrow mine.
voicemail. It's doing one of those things where you're saying, "This is Talah. Should I say my name again?" You just need to say your name once. It records it. It's fine. Just say your name, press square, and that's it. You don't need all this extra.
okay. Well, I promise I'll run when I find trouble. As in, I run the other direction. I promise.
You know
Just
what? Better
borrow my
idea.
phone.
Here, have
and
my
then,
phone.
Okay, fine. Take Goth's phone.
Yeah, then Nate, when we've done our thing. No, actually, I do need my phone
No,
for
that
one thing
doesn't.
first.
But Gobs is going to be separated at the end, so how about when Nate leaves you, Gobs, that's when you text Nate's phone, which I will then have, and then when Nate gets back to me, I can give his phone back to him, and we still have a connection to you.
Dear Lord, just go.
Okay, and Talah starts walking.
Whose phone? does
Without
she
a
have?
phone that's given to her, by the way.
Right. So we'll follow Tala first. So Tala, is there anything you want to do on your way to the university?
If I walk by, like, any food stands or whatever,
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
get, like, a snack for a while studying.
so yeah, you're right here,
Uh-huh.
right? And the university's here, and it's got a library in it and a student hospital. This is all of this area is all markets and businesses and stuff. So you're naturally going to walk by some like little boutiques, some food people out with food stands and stuff like that.
Yeah, she's gonna get distracted for like half an hour before going to the university.
Perfect.
No.
So let's. You're not there, Nate. Be quiet. So you end up getting. There's actually a sweetened seaweed rolled onto a stick. It's kind of like shredded seaweed wrapped up on a stick and then sweetened
Yeah.
and deep fried, and it's kind of like a funnel cake. So you get one of
Ooh.
those, and then you get some. What was the drink I made? Hold on.
I don't
Get to
know.
my other notes. I know you don't know.
I wish I knew.
Yeah, you get some iced. It's like you know how they do the shaved ice and then put flavoring in it. You get a mangrove shaved ice.
No.
So it's kind of got a earthy, citrusy taste to it.
Mango or mangrove?
Mangrove, the tree.
Mangrove.
Yeah,
Okay.
they take very young new mangrove shoots and they pulp them and then juice them.
So what does that run me?
You're out about 5 silver between the two of them.
Okay.
It's street food. It's not too expensive.
No, but still.
But yeah, you get to the library. So the only thing you have to do is you do have to sign up for a library card. which means they want your name and your address, so that if you check a book out. So I assume you give them the clinic's address.
Yep.
Perfect. And then, so what I want you to do is to give me an investigation check to see if you can find a book on Burcoin.
10.
With advantage, because the librarian, you would, if you think Talah would ask the librarian for help, you can take an advantage roll. I figured you would. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
18.
So you find a book about Burcoin, and it's an interesting town because it's one of the oldest towns the oldest cities outside of the capital city of Gilgamesh. And one of its kind of claims to fame is that back in the older days, it was one of the places that they first started really experimenting with infusing residuum into things. So because of that, there's a lot of residual magic ether throughout the city. So it's kind of a blend of like your historical Gothic type stuff, but it's also got modern industry and stuff like that because it is still a major hub for refining, creating raw materials, that sort of thing. So first, I will tell you about the unique flora.
Mm-hmm.
So
which is what Talah is mostly looking into.
Yep, there's also a lot of interesting fauna there too. So, one of the big things is that there's ivy that's just called enchanted ivy, and the thing with it is that they've absorbed some of the ether that's floating around. And you know how, like, when you look at a leaf, you kind of see the veins that spread out through a leaf. The veins in enchanted ivy glow green. They're bioluminescent green. Well, it would be arcane luminescent. So you see it all over the place. It grows all over the older buildings and things. You don't see it much in the industrial side because it is an ivy and it can ruin stuff. But like in the older homes and the older areas of everything, it's all grown up like that.
Okay.
There's also a particular type of flower. It's a yellow lotus, or not lotus, tulip-like flower called glow blossoms. And like the ivy, the blossoms themselves actually glow, and it's more of a gentle glow, and it's mainly able to be able to see it at night. But they're called glow blossoms, because of all of the ether that's just ingrained in the soil and the water and everything there. In addition to ores and metals that they make, they are also very well known for very specific, hard to find alchemical herbs, not medicinal herbs, more alchemical sided. So there's lots of gardens. People keep their own personal gardens where they grow various different arcanely enchanted versions of typical alchemical stuff, right? So like gunpowder that's made from the materials you can gather in Burcoin is usually more powerful than gunpowder made elsewhere. Stuff like that.
Gotcha.
The other big thing is the silverleaf trees. These trees are all over. They're large, thick, deciduous trees, kind of like maple trees, but their leaves look like pure silver metal. So as you walk through and the wind blows through, you just see all of this light being shown and reflected all across the city. So despite it being like the actual architecture, stone and metal and kind of drab, all of this other stuff is where all the light and color come to the city. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In addition, there are several interesting animals to know about. Well, the biggest one, literally, are the gargoyle falcons. These falcons are the size of giant eagles. And they've developed kind of a symbiotic relationship with the people because the buildings and everything that were built up in ages past made safe nests for their children. So then the falcons have kind of lived with the people and they are protectors of the city. And then they fly outside into the woods beyond and hunt and bring them back. So it's very common to see them perching atop all the different in the older part of town. the Gothic spires, the churches, and things like that. There's not a ton of them. There's maybe 50 or 60 of them in total, but they are giant birds. So, like, one of them could probably carry all three of you away without any trouble. But they've grown up and they're as much part of the city as anything else. So, they're considered good luck if you see one. Next, there's these little lizards that have kind of adapted into the city. They blend in with the stonework. They're called cobblestone crawlers. Okay, and they're just like little geckos, but they're also considered kind of good luck because you don't ever see them because they're so well camouflaged. There's this bug that has adapted inside of the foundries called steam hoppers. They're kind of cricket-looking little guys, but instead of having wings, they have kind of balloons that open up between their hind legs and their forelegs. And what they will do is whenever, say, they go to smelt something and then they pour and they go to quench something, the steam hoppers will jump over where they're smelting it and expand their legs, and those bubbles will catch the steam, and they'll use that. They'll turn into basically bug hot air balloons, and they'll ride the steam columns to move around. So they're called steam hoppers. There's the different canals that flow through Burcoin have a special type of koi fish that, again, with all of the different just ether that's natively in the water and everything, have become like you take a normal koi fish, now turn its colors up tenfold. That's what the canal fish look like. They're also well known for the cats in Burcoin. Their eyes glow, and they glow different otherworldly colors. So they look like normal cats altogether, but the only difference is that their eyes physically glow. So they're often wanted by wizards for familiars and things like that. And they have a little bit. They can sense. They can sense arcane energy, right? So because of their long time connection to it. There are beetles known as metal beetles that are often found in the refuse and the scrap metal and things like that. They eat rust, specifically rust, but because they do ingest so much metal, they are actually hard metal. And sometimes people will find them, like find a nest of them, and they will actually melt them down. If like the poorest of the poor will do that for scrap metal to sell. And yeah, that's most of a lot of the different flora and fauna. There's always a mix of nature, city, magic, all blended into everything. Right? They're not rust monsters. They don't turn things to rust. They just eat the rust when it's there. Yeah. So it's like if you come into your workshop and you see a bunch of them, that tells me, oh no, I've got a leak somewhere. The rust is attracting the bugs, not the bugs are making things rust. Does that make sense?
What happens if they encounter a rust monster?
If those bugs encounter a rust monster, they're going to have a really bad day because they're made out of metal at this point. Or at least their upper shells, their wings and stuff are all made out of metal now. But yeah, there you go.
Beautiful.
So that probably takes you between getting lost, eating, drinking, getting there, getting lost in the library, then asking for help, then finding the book and reading the book. That probably takes you a couple hours.
Completely fine.
All right. Awesome. All right. Let's shift back to the other two. So you stand there confused about who's giving who the phone as Talah just walks off without a phone. What would you like to do now?
Oh no, we've had a conversation.
I see that conversation.
Right. We should probably stop talking about this, or at least have something to drink. Like I said, I want to go buy my old home. Then I need to egg a place, and then I'm gonna see if someone's available. And at that point, I won't need help. You won't want to be there. I mean, you might, but I'm not letting you.
Nate, you're on mute if you're trying to respond.
I am indeed.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry if I talked over you. That was not intentional.
No. I mean, that's fine as long as you don't go beat someone up. Then please do call one of us.
Right. I'm not going to go beat someone up yet, no.
All right. So where are we headed first?
Milla's gonna head by her own home again, the old boat. Last she was there was basically just a big old pile of dirt.
Yeah, because when the tidal wave hit, it flooded the bilge quite badly, and it had been submerged. All right. So yeah, and Nate's going with you.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys make your way across the town. Probably takes you because you know the ins and outs, especially of this part of town. As you get in to all of this area, you know it very well. So you're able to get there probably in about a half hour, 45 minutes to get once you get down and everything.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So we're just gonna have a look inside. If someone's taking up refuge there, we're just gonna leave again. If no one's there, if you wouldn't mind helping me look around for just anything in there.
Okay. You don't find anybody in there. And you can give me an investigation check. And if Nate is helping you with advantage for whatever it is you're looking for.
She's mainly just looking for any part of her life there.
Right, give me the roll.
Just if you see anything at all sticking out or anything, let me know.
With advantage, because Nate is helping you.
Take your pick.
Of course.
I think we'll go with the second 14. It's prettier. So, the only things you really see there, right? It hasn't been touched since the last time you came in. You can actually see all the dried mud, and you see your footprints dried in it from when you were here last time.
Yeah.
You see the ratty blanket that you were used to sleeping in. It's kind of moldy at this point and gross. You see an old doll you fashioned out of like a couple pieces of wood and an old shirt that you couldn't wear anymore that you kind of tore up and put around the doll that you would play with. There's nothing else really here. All your mom's stuff is gone. What little clothes you had that were here are still here, molded because they all got wet and everything. So they're not any good. But other than the ratty old doll and some moldy clothes and blankets, there's nothing really here anymore.
Yeah. And the boat, is it like close to other things or just sort of on its own?
You guys were kind of off by yourselves.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've seen all I needed to see here then. How dry is the boat currently?
It's dry at this point because it's been a couple weeks.
I remember there was a curtain in the boat. Is that still there? Like instead of a proper door?
Yeah, it's still there. It's molded and kind of starting to fall apart, but it's there.
Yeah. Let's head out again, Nate. I don't want you getting sick from anything in here. Just gonna do a thing as we're leaving. Go ahead. I'll catch up in just a moment.
Sure thing. And Nate will walk off a bit.
She's gonna set fires to the curtain.
Okay, something to be mindful of, especially with as dry rot as this place is, and the stuff.
That's why I asked
above
if it was near anything.
It's not near anything on its level, but there's probably some houses and things above you.
Okay, so it would harm others to burn it. Then no, she's not doing anything else.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah, then she's not doing anything else. That's why I asked.
Okay, I didn't understand. That's why I thought you were like, I'm going to make a bunch of noise or something. So you're not on your level. You're not near anybody else's like squatting spot. But yeah, you're still underneath a wooden docks. So if it got out of control, it could burn up and burn into the lower district pretty bad.
Yeah, then she's just leaving it as is.
All right.
Next up is a carton of eggs and an address.
Okay, so it'll take you about 30 to 45 minutes to get back to the market to get some eggs. It'll be like 3 silver to get a dozen eggs.
I should probably ask first before I buy the eggs, though. Do I know where Greeno lives? I imagine he'd be living in sort of the lower quarters. It's an ex-boyfriend of Gobx. He's just gonna egg his house
Yeah.
before leaving the city.
Well, so the real question isn't where he lives because he kind of couch surfed. It's do you know where the half elf? Well, no, because that half elf dumped him too.
Yeah,
You know,
he's a douche.
you don't know where he's crashing currently.
All right, gonna egg someone else's house. Gonna egg Brahm's house if I know where that is.
Poor Brahm. He's had a rough time, man.
Yeah.
She doesn't care.
As a second thought for you, Grida might know where he is.
Greeno or Brahm?
Grida might know where Greeno is.
Yeah, she's the third on her list of things to do.
Okay. Yeah, Brahm. Trying to think of where Brahm would live. He probably still lives with his mom.
Yeah,
in
not
the
gonna
burg.
do anything then. She's not getting his mom involved. That's just mean.
Yep. Nah, and Greeno again. He doesn't stay too many places for too long, right? Like when you and him were dating, you guys kind of found your own place down in the bilge to squat, and then when he left you for that half elf, he went and moved into her apartment.
Yeah,
So-
okay. Then I'm done. Then I have no further. Then I do have one more plan after seeing the place. Then this ended up being a lot more of a nothing burger than I had planned.
Sure. What's the one other thing you want to do?
She's gonna send a text to Greta and ask, "Hey, you once offered me to 2 for free. Is that offer still valid?"
She replies with, "It depends." And then a couple seconds later, what's her name?
It's no one's name. There is no one.
Then yes, it's still free.
All right, I'll be over in a bit. Right. What I have left now is nothing you need to be a part of. Nate.
She is going to reply to that with, the tattoo is free, but seeing me is going to cost you.
What's the price?
I need a lotus pudding, and give me one of those strong mangrove tonics.
You got it. I know the ones.
Yep, this is kind of a delicacy here. Lotus seed pudding is it's kind of this nutty, slightly sweet pudding made with like coconut milk and lotus seeds and vanilla extract. And then the drink it's the mangrove leaves and seagrass that have been pressed, and then they add lemon juice and soda water and add if it goes strong, they add gin to it.
She's gonna pick up both. I imagine she'd know where they're available. I don't think it's the first time she's purchasing them.
Yeah, there's all you can get them at street vendors and stuff like that. The Cardinal Rose is famous for their versions of it.
Fuck it, going there. I can afford it now.
Oh, also, let me
I don't know if
send
they
this.
sell them loosely.
Yeah, you can do it to go order. Give me a second. I need to do something for Nari's sake real quick.
For my sake.
There you go.
Oh, I wrote them down. But
Yeah,
thank
just-
you.
Yeah, I thought you'd appreciate the
Yeah,
official writing up of it.
I do. More for the notebook.
All right. Yeah, so you're able to go and pick him up just fine. Is this where you're going to kick Nate off your trail after you pick up the snacks?
Yeah.
All right. Are you getting it for just her or for both of you?
I'm getting it for both.
All right. If you go to the Cardinal Rose, that'll be 3 gold.
And I'm paying the 3 gold.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Nate, if you see the others back home, like, I'm gonna be late. Probably. Very likely.
Sure.
Actually, regardless of what happens, I'm gonna be late, yeah.
But as we said to Talah, at the sign of trouble,
Yeah, I know. I'm taking my own advice on that too.
thank you. I'll see you later.
Much later, hopefully.
All right.
And good luck
Nate,
with Talah.
Yes.
what would you like to do? You are now abandoned by both of your friends, and you're standing outside the Cardinal Rose, which puts you right here.
I'm gonna find some new pants that aren't peed in. No. I'm gonna get over to the university.
Okay. On your way over there, I need you to do a perception check.
Yeah. Come on.
All right. You feel as you walk down this way, right, and you start to go down this narrow alley. As that happens, you feel a shoulder on your hand, or a hand on your shoulder, which is a lot different.
Shoulder on your hand,
and-
just a halfling passing by.
Yeah, just halfling being like, hello, mate.
and you feel a sharp blade poke you in the back. All right, now
Oh,
don't
come
scream.
on.
Just, Mr. Fancy Pants, why don't you just hand over all your money and you can continue walking to wherever you're walking, and I'll go my way.
Mr. Fancy Pants, have you looked at me?
Yeah, I see that you got more money than me, pal. Cough it up.
At the sign of trouble, run.
So,
Look, you can either hand over the gold or I'll take it off your body. I really don't care which. I've just been hitting bone a lot lately, and I don't want to have to resharpen my knife.
kind of bold.
You do need to make an attack for that to trigger.
He doesn't have to hit with it. Just
All right, he just gets the moving without opportunity attacks. Okay.
All right. Yeah, you're gone. You bolt.
beautiful.
Okay? And by the time you kind of pull up, he doesn't chase you, whoever he was, and you're now huffing and puffing outside the gates of the university.
At least you take your own advice.
Nate is just cursing under his breath. Fiddlesticks and fudge nuggets. What is up with this thing?
Everyone is out to get you.
It begins to rain. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I should have just stayed home.
Roll a
And what's
dexterity
wrong with
saving
my
throw
old
to avoid
porridge?
to avoid. Roll a dexterity saving throw to avoid hail. Uh,
Roll
Yeah,
to avoid
birds, yeah.
the one falling flower pot.
no, you're
A bird shits on your head.
that's gonna be really bad. If doing it now is bad, doing that in Burcoin is really bad. 'Cause those birds be big.
Yeah.
Get one of those to poop on your car. It'll take you a month to open the door.
Ooh.
Ew.
Yeah, people don't think about that. Think about a rock flying over and taking a poop. Take out somebody's
Oh.
house. Would that be the worst way to lose your house? Yeah, a
Yes.
giant bird pooped on it.
Actually, do dragons poop like that?
Anyway.
All right. So, Nate, what would you like to do?
I would like to enter the university and head towards the library.
Okay. All right. You're able to make it there just fine.
Steady my breath and look for Talah.
All right. Give me a perception check. Talah, what's your passive hide?
My passive hide.
It's a joke.
Well,
Your passive
I have a stealth of 2, so 12?
So actually, give me an investigation check there, Nate. Let's see if you can find her or the section she would be in.
No.
Ooh,
Talah, give me a perception check.
okay.
Watch another nat one.
Would be beautiful, wouldn't it? It's not a lot better though.
Yeah, Talah, you've put up the book, and
Yes.
you're starting to leave, and Nate, you're just not seeing her. Did something happen to her?
Just two blind minds.
To make things worse, I feel like Talah would have put her phone on a charger, or at least have asked if someone can put her phone on a charger, and is just forgetting it now.
Talah, are you here?
Give me a perception check again, Nate. So you overhear as Talah's leaving, the librarian goes, "Oh, miss, don't forget your phone." And how would you respond to that statement, Talah?
Oh, right. I wasn't forgetting it. I was forgetting. Thank you.
You hear that.
Yeah, I rush over.
Talah, a crazed-looking Nate is rushing towards you.
Hi, Pip. What's got you all in a fuzz?
I mean, I almost missed you, and I just got mugged. Or, well, someone tried to mug me, and
Someone tried to mug you? Where?
yeah, Gobx is going to egg someone.
She did say so.
Yeah, but yeah, someone tried to threaten my life. Just for the measly bits of coin I have.
How much do you have?
Like 200 or something.
Yeah, that is quite a lot. About double what I have, if not more.
Well, it is more than I've ever had before, but still. Like,
I feel like
it's
even
not
my
like I'm
dad would
from
be
the
impressed.
other sales.
No, but you
least
know everybody wants money, right? It's just a thing. Everywhere, really.
Like, did you find anything good, at least?
I found a lot of neat plants. I am very excited to get to Burcoin, even if I have to be nice to the bloody captain we met today. She is not gonna stand in my way to see these beautiful enchanted ivy.
Well, that's good, at least. So can we please go home? I kind of want to lock myself in my room.
Well, in that case, no.
What?
If you're just gonna
Come on.
lock yourself in the room, then no. Then we can't go home. I also went to the market for a little bit. That was great.
You what?
Well, I passed by
Why?
and I kind of lost track of time. I was hungry. I
Talah.
didn't eat any breakfast. Well, 2 bites, but
You ungrateful sods.
This constantly comes back to throwing shade at that porridge.
at least I took bites of it. Milla just tossed
any
it
more
in the
shade?
trash.
Any more shade, and we're gonna need dark vision to see where this is going.
And Nate is a human. He doesn't have that vision.
Which is
it's a
perfect.
family
Oh, God.
recipe.
The name of this episode has to have something with porridge in it.
The plot thickens.
Like a good porridge.
Yeah, get
Uh,
plastered.
Talah, you should mug Nate.
no.
Please. Nate will try.
Talah just flashes her eyes at Pip and he'll pay for it. Nah.
Yeah, can we go home?
Are you
Or do we
gonna
need
lock yourself
more?
in a room?
I'm gonna lock myself in a house. Is that better?
Can I be in that house?
Sure.
Are we still gonna talk to each other in that house?
Of course.
Then sure.
The world hates me.
Well, I don't. And I give him a hug.
Just your porridge.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I still don't get it. It's a family recipe. It's the
Yeah.
right mixture of water and oat.
Mhm. Mhm. It's the way your dad makes it. It was. Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm. That should say enough.
Let's just go, please.
Okay. I do want to stop by one of the stands on the marketplace that I saw. I mean, I didn't stop there because it was kind of busy, but they have these beautiful bracelets.
Okay, but please be wary. There's apparently muggers out and about.
Well, if we meet the one that tried to mug you, I'll punch him because I still want to punch something.
Sure.
Great. What
Whatever.
did he look like?
He had a knife.
Anything else?
I don't know. I didn't look. I just went away.
Right. Well, can you remember what he sounded like? Like
Sure.
if we would hear him talk, would you be able to recognize the voice?
Sure. I
Alright.
think I can do that.
Well, the booth was this way, and I just start walking to the marketplace. Hoping that Nate follows.
So you make it to the market. You make it to the bracelet place. They're 2 silver each. How many bracelets are you buying?
2.
Okay. Are they both for you, or are you making Nate wear one?
What do you think?
You're making Nate wear one.
Mhm.
They're made out of dried seaweed seeds and seaweed hemp, along with some shells and some polished seafloor stones.
Beautiful. Hey, Nate,
Yes.
could you hold out your arm for a second?
Sure.
And then I quickly tie the bracelet to his arm, to his wrist.
What? No, why?
Now, Nate, because of the ability you just linked me, you cannot be surprised. So you see this coming.
Yeah.
Do you let her, or are you going to resist?
No, I'm gonna let her, but it's just a very tired Nate. Like, why?
Nate's no good, very bad, awful day. I need to look up the title of that book. That's the title of the episode.
Yes. Look, and I have a similar one.
Yeah, that's nice, I guess.
Because she was so focused on getting one on you, she put the one that's like rose colored on you, and she's wearing the one that's got the earth tones. So you've got the frilly pretty one, and she's got the earth tone one.
Yay.
Today is Bully Nate Day, clearly.
Not intentional. Talah's just having fun with her friend.
Thank you for the gift.
You're welcome.
Do you need
I
anything
thought it might
else,
cheer you
dear?
up. I mean, I've had some food, I've had some drink. Like the mangrove
souvenirs.
shaved ice. It was kind of cool.
I get it, because it was ice.
Haha! Someone caught onto it.
All right, and as you guys continue to walk on home, we will
Yeah.
shift back to Gobs.
Oh God.
So,
Right.
so
Spot paid for. Not smelling. Right, let's get this over with.
all right.
Let's get this done, yeah. She's just mumbling to herself as she's walking.
Awesome. So her house / tattoo parlor is in a corner of this building here.
Can you tap it again? Because I was not in that area of the city. All right. Does it look like there are customers there currently?
The sign is actually flipped to closed.
All right. I would know if she had a more private entrance, or is it just the shop entrance then?
She has a side entrance that goes up some stairs. Her apartment's over the tattoo shop. So there's that door. And then there's from the inside of the building, there's kind of a hallway that gets to the back doors of all the different shops. But you would have to go in through a secure back door and then through the back door into the shop to get there.
Yeah, not going that way. Just gonna give the door a little tap. Sort of try to straighten the hair out so it looks somewhat like it did that evening. You know, the good haircut she got recently.
Yeah. Give me a dexterity saving throw. Not bad. No, you don't get it exactly the way it was, but you get it pretty good. You get a text that just says it's open.
All right. In that case, just heading in.
You head in. The lights are on. Just the thing was flipped to closed.
Yeah.
And then Grida comes walking downstairs. She's drying off her hair like she'd just gotten out of the shower. Would you like to describe Grida to everybody? Or Grida. I don't remember how you pronounced it.
It's Grida. Grida is she's a Duergar, sort of a darker skinned dwarf. The grayish skin. She's about as tall as you'd expect a dwarf to be. Has a little bit of a sideburn. It's nothing thick. She likes to keep it almost clean, just a little hint of it. And she is built like a brick house. She is naturally strong, very broad-shouldered. Has a doesn't have a natural sort of disproving look of things, and can very easily fall into a very stern face, which is completely contrary to her person, which is for the most part kind of bubbly.
And as she's walking down, she's got kind of a halter top on with a t-shirt on over it with the sleeves cut off. And that whole thing where they'll cut the sleeves like down the sides of the shirt down, so that it's keeping her decent, but it's got a lot of movement and flexibility for her. She's got her notepad that she does her sketches on with her. She goes, "Oh, now don't you just look like a bundle of trouble?"
I'd hope so. Brought the things. I mainly came since I'm leaving city for a while. Wanted to say hi and all that, tie up everything. Make sure we got everything talked about.
So you're finally leaving the old pine, huh? Getting off the docks at last?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
She said, "So you're finally leaving the old pine, getting off the docks at last, huh?"
Something like that. A bunch of stuff's happened, and I've been trying to fight it out, and that's not working, and I don't really know who else to really talk about things like that with, so I was hoping you'd be receptive to it.
Yeah. I saw you on the news the other day.
Yeah. Which time?
Yeah, that's not the article I ever thought I'd see you making headlines. I knew I'd see you in the news someday, just saving the city. Look at you.
Let's not go that far.
Also, seeing the amount of rewards you got, I should be charging for all of this.
Yeah, we got stifled out of all of that. We didn't see a single coin.
That's not true. You saw some of it. That wasn't her. That was the DM.
I know, but she's still like that's what she's explaining. It's instead of the longer explanation.
Well, give me my dessert, give me my alcohol, and let's sketch this out. What are we doing for you?
Yeah, you're getting both. Also, I have a second arm now.
That would have made certain things easier back in the day.
Yeah. I've not tested it out in that way, and well, never mind that. I'm not really sure what exactly I want. Just something to remind me of this place, kind of.
Let's back up. Where does the person whose arm you took know you took it?
It sort of grew on its own.
I don't know enough about goblin biology to know if that's normal.
It's not.
Okay. Well, do me a favor. Whatever it is you took, don't take it again, because I don't want you to grow anything else that you don't have.
I mean, if you're sure.
Whatever. Just let's figure out what I'm gonna ink on you. And she grabs the drink from you, pops it open, and she takes it's like a 20-ounce semi-frozen soda beverage. She takes it like a shot.
Fair enough.
And then crumples the plastic cup and banks it into the trash can. And so she opens her notebook where she does her sketches, opens the lid on the pudding, goes, "All right, let's talk this through. What do you want?"
Well, like I said, something to remind myself of this place, city. I don't want to forget anyone here. So I'm not really thought much about it. Maybe city seal, just sort of a graffiti-ish style, something like that. You know, I'm not the most creative person.
Okay. Okay. I was kind of thinking of a naked dwarf woman pleasuring herself with a iron anchor, but we'll go with the city seal. Um,
I already have several pictures of the other thing, as you should know.
you said you were deleting those.
I said I was deleting the ones on my old phone, yes.
Have you been peeking in on me and taking new pictures?
No.
Just sent the old pictures to the new phone and then deleted them from the old phone.
Just didn't delete the backups.
How about this? And um she draws the main mast area, but with a actual cardinal rose in the center.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, where are we putting it?
That would be the left arm,
The butt.
preferably the forearm.
Okay, forearm. All right, we'll get in the chair.
All right. So does this thing normally hurt? I've never really done this. Does it hurt more than getting stabbed? I've done that.
Depends on where you got stabbed and when you're getting inked.
Where haven't I gotten stabbed?
I mean, that's between you and Greeno, isn't it?
Speaking of Greeno, I was gonna egg his house before leaving. Is he living with anyone reputable right now?
Uh, you know, last I heard, he'd actually gotten really, really down on his luck and was hanging out with Brahm.
Oh,
But Brahms kind of disappeared the last couple weeks. Like something spooked him.
yeah. Can't think of what.
Yeah, I think based off the fact that you just said that. But it's none of my business.
No, I mean, unless you want to know, it's one of those things you don't want to know. Just clearing that up right now.
Oh, also, I got a weird phone call last week.
What about?
Sent apparently doesn't know your new email address.
Uh, give me a moment. Send. Oh, right. I forgot to send him that. I still have his email address. I'll make sure to... Actually, I'm going to do that right now. And she uses her right hand to just, through her phone, send an email like, hey, send. Forgot to give you new address here. Send.
Yeah, he was, I think he was crying when he talked to me. So, how did he ever? I don't even know how he got my number. That's the weird part.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I don't know. He seems well connected. He seems to just know a lot of stuff. He's working in Gilgamesh. I think he's doing government work. He could have just pulled your records or my records or something. That's highly illegal, right?
Well, number one, it's illegal, and number two, I think it's cute that you think I have records. Just because I didn't go around beating faces in at every bar we went to doesn't mean that you weren't the good girl of the two.
I mean, that was never in any question, but...
This is going to hurt. And she jabs a little bit deeper than she probably needed to as she starts to do the tattoo on your forearm.
You know, that doesn't hurt as much as I expected it to, but still, yeah, it hurts.
As soon as you say that, she jabs it in a little too deep again.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's what I expected.
Uh-huh. She starts to wipe away, and it takes... she adds color to it, so it takes the black layer and then the various layers of color. So it probably takes about an hour or so for it to all get done. And all right, here's your lotion. make sure to keep it wrapped in the plastic till tomorrow. Here's the lotion. Put it on every day. Wash it every day. Don't scrub it. If it starts to itch, don't scratch it. You don't want to get it infected because you could lose your arm. And while you have grown a new one, I don't know if you can grow another new one, but let's not tempt it, okay?
Yeah. By the way, while they were doing
She
that, she would have
she
shared the other stuff that had happened. There's details about her mom and all that. Basically, giving her abbreviated version of what's happened.
as she gets done and she goes, man, that's just a mess. That's weird. Here's the question though: does any of that explain why your fingertips are black?
Fingertips.
Your left hand, your very tips of your fingertips, and your thumb are black.
No, that doesn't explain any of that.
She holds them up and looks at it. That's not ink.
I'm gonna hold up the other arm and compare that.
They are identical.
Yeah. I need to talk to a wizard.
That's generally not a good thing.
No, it's the old guy. I showed you a picture of him. He's real nice. You'd
Yeah,
like-
he's the old guy that buys weird stuff, isn't he?
He is. He's actually real nice. Got to know him a bit. Real nice guy, really.
Go figure. Gobs is making friends.
Hey, I have friends.
No, you don't.
I have
She
people who-
actually does.
I have people who respect me.
No, you
fear.
don't. Brom fears you.
Right. And you're saying I don't have friends, so I guess that excludes you as well, then.
No, I fit in the same category as Brom.
You're afraid of me.
Nobody's hurt me like you.
I never meant to. It's better that I stay away, I guess.
Just because it's an accident doesn't mean that I'm not limping still.
Yeah. Look, I don't know how to make up for any of that. I still don't. I think I still have some growing to do in that department, but
Oh,
I'm
well,
happy you
both
took
of
the
us
time.
always came up a little short, didn't we?
I see what you did there. Yeah, I guess. Hey, once I get back, if you're still up for it, I mean, we could at least talk. I also want to hear what's been up with you. Been doing a lot of talking right now.
Oh man, you are dangerous, aren't you?
More ways than one.
I'm still healing, Gobs.
I understand. I'll keep my distance then.
Well, just when you decide to let me tattoo that other arm, we can talk again.
I'd let you do that right now, but that arm's angry and hits people that touches it wrong. And that is not a joke.
She reaches up and rubs her thumb on your cheek, and then just kind of runs it down onto the black arm. I go, come on now, give me credit. You know I know how to touch things the right way. You still have the key. Lock the door on your way out. She leans over and kisses you on the forehead. Picks up what's left of her yogurt. I love this stuff. Takes a spoonful in her mouth and just walks upstairs.
Fuck. She needs several moments to compose herself before she does decide to actually leave.
I leave. Join her.
She wants to. She also knows that that's a bad idea.
So, what would you like to do?
At that point, in the middle of the night, being way frustrated, gonna go home. Gonna not look for a fight.
All right. I will say, you get back about an hour after Nate and Talah get home. So, Nate and Talah, what would you two be doing?
Talah would be rambling on about what she has read about the flora and fauna of Burcoin.
Did you actually check out the book? Or did you put it back?
I think I would have checked it out to make notes in my own notebook from the information that is in the book.
Yeah. Okay. So you're doing that. What's Nate doing?
Listening to it, Talah rambling on.
Listening, because at least it's normal Talah behavior and not trouble. And he is zoning out. He would probably just have fallen asleep half an hour ago.
Okay, so you're sleeping in the chair. That's in the kind of the main lobby, where Talah is sitting on the floor next to the table that's there, the little kind of coffee table with the book out and her notes out, making notes. And this is when Gobs walks in.
Talah is still rambling about plants, has not noticed Pip falling asleep at all. And they also have these glow blossoms, and apparently they glow at night, which is gonna be so pretty. Just imagine like a million fireflies just all there, and then these flowers also glowing. It's basically a city of light, especially with this enchanted ivy, which I talked to you about before, because the veins glow green. So everything is kind of glowy and colorful and bright, and then there's these cats and their eyes glow too. I want to just walk there at night and just stay there forever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hi, Gobs. So then there's also these koi fish, right? And they have these very bright colors because everything is kind of like enhanced by the magic that is just
Hey, you guys want to
in
share
the ground
pudding?
there.
Bothered,
Sure.
but I don't feel like eating it, so go ahead. There's also a drink here.
Pip, do you want some?
Pudding?
Were you asleep?
No, I would never. What?
So what have you heard? What did I say?
I'm gonna go see if Abraham is still
Koi pudding.
and she slinks away.
As you say that, there's a heavy, firm bum, bum, bum on the door.
Any of you
Oh, dear
expecting
God, no.
company?
No, not at this hour. I'm gonna go check the door out.
I'm gonna go
I'm
see
following
my
Gobs.
As she's walking to the door, like, the right arm is growing. Just in case.
I am walking behind Gobs and sticking close because maybe there's trouble.
I know that music.
I've heard it before too while spectating, not when I was playing.
So,
Not this one.
as you go to the door, you can see there is a decently large, not like gigantic, but like 6'2", 6'3", decently built humanoid on the other side. But because of the frosting on the glass you can't see through very well.
Hello? Who is it?
Gobx is gonna open the door slightly, but so
I'm
that
gonna
she's
hold my
able to
hand
see
on the
there.
door for now.
We're not opening it yet.
They're
Is
not
the-
in.
Is the doctor in? I have an appointment to see him.
Check the
What's-
books. Gobs,
what's your-
check the books.
Yeah. What's your name?
Oh, my name? My name is Carrie. And that's where we're going to end the session for this week.
Carrie, Carrie.
Yeah, that's the one
Wasn't
on the
that-
phone.
It was, wasn't it? Shit!
Why is he here already?
Things are about to get violent.
Real quick, Gobs, I will say that you start to open the door, and that's when Talah stops it. But you do get to peek through, and you do get to see Carrie.
Oh.
Oh
That
no!
is a punchable face right there.
Yeah, it is!
I'm
Oh
not saying
dear.
I'm not gonna break my hand, I'm saying I'm gonna try.
So, next week we'll pick up. We'll pick up here with good old Carrie, and we'll see how things go from there. But for those of you who are watching, we appreciate you guys joining us this week. Hopefully we'll have the majority of our crew back with us, and we'll pick up here and see how the conversation with Carrie goes. But thank you for watching. Please check out the YouTube channel, like and comment that video just to help us get some traction. We'd appreciate that. But other than that, I appreciate everybody being here to play and everybody here to watch.
Appreciate all of you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
We're in trouble.
Remember, if you subscribe to our Patreon, you'll get an NPC named after you.
We don't have
What?
a Patreon.